So, Erika Kirk just got the biggest reality check. Charlie's parents apparently decided to take control of things and filed for custody of her kids. And no, they're not doing it to be petty. They're actually doing it for the kids. All because they believe Erika is a bad mom. And Erika's losing her mind because this is one move she never saw coming. The craziest part, they're not giving Erika the chance to fight back. See, if they've got her cornered in the legal department and they're working to expose her publicly as well. A couple of weeks ago, they issued a statement to the press about how Erika had collapsed emotionally and physically. According to Robert and Catherine Kirk, their daughter-in-law had been holding herself together in faith and strength for weeks. But the pain finally became too heavy to bear. She tried to stay strong for everyone, but she's only human. Please pray for her, is what the family said. At first glance, it almost looks like the Kirks were concerned for Erika for a moment. But in reality, it was a genius move, a statement that proved to the world that Erika wasn't fit to be a mother and that the kids were safer under their roof. It seems like an excessive move, but honestly, in the eyes of the Kirks, it was necessary. Erika has been moving differently ever since Charlie passed away, and Robert and Catherine strongly believe it's a danger to the kids. And for those of you who think that's an overreach, pull up a chair. See, Robert and Catherine have good reason to be concerned because it looks like Erika is trying to replace Charlie. The craziest part, she dropped the hint herself. During one interview, she said that no one compares to her husband, but then she turned around and said she saw a lot of Charlie and J.D. Vance in front of millions. And that right there is the biggest giveaway about Erika's true intentions in Robert and Catherine's eyes. And wives, do not compare your husband to other women's husbands. Like, no one will ever replace my husband. No, but I do see some similarities of my husband and Jamie and Vice President JDP, and if you thought that was bad, well, pull up a chair. Apparently, some experts think Erika going after Vance is very likely as well because Vance has plans to take over MAGA. But his Indian wife and kids don't exactly make him the picture-perfect candidate. Erika and her white kids, on the other hand, they check all the boxes that Vance has got empty right now. And that's why the Kirks are convinced it's a setup, one that jeopardizes the kids' well-being. It's like they're being used as props. And there's no way Charlie's parents can sit back and allow it to happen. Not when they're alive. And well, let's also not forget that Charlie would have hated his kids being used as props. As some of y'all remember, he was super strict about his kids' privacy. In fact, there are no photos of Erika's pregnancy on the internet, let alone a picture of the kids. All because it compromised their safety. Yeah, that's right. Charlie and Erika actually spoke about receiving kidnapping threats at one point. Now, I understand Charlie and Erika maybe made the decision that they didn't want to show their kids' faces on social media. And she said, "We did get kidnapping threats. We did get death threats and stuff like that. I understand there's people like it was a security thing. And again, that's their choice." But Erika, she's mentioning the kids in interviews, using them to gain brownie points with the public. You told your children that Charlie was going on a work trip with Jesus. Are they still asking, "Where is Daddy?" Yes, my daughter continues to ask. I told her the other day, she said, "I just miss Daddy." And where's Daddy? When is he coming home? Oh man, I said, "Baby, Daddy is still with Jesus." And I said, "They're so busy." And I said, "If ever you want to talk to Daddy, you just look up to the sky and start talking to him. He can hear you." This whole "there's no way Charlie would have approved of this. His parents sure don't. Now here's where things get even darker. Turns out that Erika's keeping her options open. She's not just pursuing Vance, she's knocking on every door out there. Now, what makes the Kirks think that? Well, it's the fact that Eric has been going around hugging random men suggestively in front of millions. The way she's been dressing has been raising questions all around. FYI, this woman talked about looking like Adam Sandler half of the time, but now suddenly, after the passing of her husband, she's camera ready 24/7 and wearing sheer dresses. talk about priorities. 90% of the time of my life, I look like Adam Sandler. I'm not dressed like this. So, like, you pick and choose Sandler. Can we pick someone else, please? Yeah, prioritize trying to find a spouse. You're much higher likelihood to find one. But as women, you need to take care of yourself in order to you can't be looking like Adam Sandler and expect that you're going to not to mention Erika's been too focused on climbing the social ladder. She's running around accepting awards, making grand speeches, and sitting down for interviews, leaving the kids on their own. That's honestly a red flag, and even fans agree on this one. One person wrote, "No, I don't think Erika Kirk is being a strong Christian boss babe, jumping in only 2 weeks after her husband was murdered. Doing the podcast circuit and being an active CEO, I think it's weird. She's a multimillionaire with an entire team willing to run TPU while she raises her babies. They are babies who just lost their daddy. Do you not think, as an allegedly conservative Christian, she would prioritize mothering her babies full-time in light of this tragedy?" And they're right. If Erika's chasing men and focused on building her empire, there's a high chance the kids are getting neglected. Or worse, they're being strung along as puppets in Erika's messed up scheme. But it's not all about ambition and Erika finding a new husband. The Kirks are also concerned because when it comes to Erika's hidden connections, they know nothing about them. Who are the shadowy figures giving her a seat at the table? Who's backing her? And how loyal is she to this group of powerful people? And yes, Erika does have some shady connections because she's never alone. According to internet detectives, the Egyptian aircrafts, the Air Force Gulfstream jets SUT and SUBND overlap Erika Kirk's exact locations 68 to 73 times between 2022 and September 2025. Far more often than with Charlie alone. It's like they were her personal security, or even crazier, her surveillance workers deployed by the elite to make sure she didn't stray from her mission. And if you find that hard to believe, well, an insider actually reached out to Candace and confirmed the entire story. That the person the planes were actually tracking for years was Erika, not Charlie, but Erika was the one being tracked by these planes. And indeed, it turns out that she was correct. She discovered that between 2022 and September of 2025, both of those aircrafts, SUBTT, the yellow plane, and SUBND, the blue plane, showed 68 overlaps with Erika's documented lock locations. Okay, on top of that, some internet detectives managed to tie Erika to Trump and Jeffrey Epstein as well. Heat. Honestly, in those circumstances, it's honestly not safe for the kids to live in the house with Erika, and that's exactly why Charlie's parents are on her case, filing custody claims and tearing her down in the media so they can ensure the safety of the kids. At the end of the day, things are spiraling fast for Erika Kirk and not in a way she can control. Charlie's parents aren't just grieving grandparents. They're stepping into full-blown protect mode, and they're making it clear they don't trust Erika with the kids, her judgment, or the people she's surrounding herself with. And now that custody papers have officially been filed, it's a full-on legal battle. One that could expose everything Erika has been skillfully hiding so far. The only question, is she ready to step in the ring? Would Charlie have forgiven his killer? He's in heaven and he sees everything full picture, and I truly believe that if the Lord, which this does not happen, but if the Lord gave him an option to return back to earth, and if the Lord said, "This is what your death is going to be the catalyst for. Do you want to go back and exchange it?" He'd say, "No." He'd say no.